Morning everyone, it's the last Wednesday of December, so I hope you had a good Christmas, or at least as good a Christmas as you could have had under the current COVID circumstances. I thought I'd pop on today. We're in that sort of dead time between Christmas and New Year. Can't go out shopping to the shops, well, unless of course you want to go do some food shopping. So thought, you know what, I will do an extra one this month. So this is actually the 5th Facebook Live I've done this month, and I hope you've been enjoying them. So with it being the 30th of December, I had to look then because I couldn't remember what day it was. It's awful because they're all going in from one into the other. So with it being the 30th December, it means that we only have a few more days until Sale-A-Bration 2021 kicks off. That also means that there's only a few more days left of the August to December mini catalogue. So if there's anything in there that you still want, now's your time to get it. There are some things that have been discounted, so I would suggest you pop onto my online store, which you can do that through oakvillecrafts.com, and have a look. But anyway, I'm focusing today on 3 different cards, all made with the same kit, and I'm winging it. I'll have to be honest with you, I am winging it because I haven't actually made anything yet. I have cut everything, so, and hopefully those of you have actually seen the post that I put up last night. And that's it. Okay, morning Louise. So anyway, I hope you all saw the post I put up last night with a list of suggested supplies. Now I know you're not going to have the bits and pieces that I actually have. Then but obviously you can make good with your own supplies. But I am sharing some bits and pieces that are going to be in Sale-A-Bration and also in the new catalogue. So these are that's the Sale-A-Bration brochure and that's the catalogue. Sadly, still not allowed to show you the insides. But for those of you who've already got your copy of the catalogue and of the Sale-A-Bration brochure, just so you know, the stamp set or the bundle that I'm using can be found on page 45 of the mini catalogue, and the paper can be found on page 3 of the Sale-A-Bration brochure. Okay, so this paper is, as the it said on the intro on this, is the Paper Blooms Designer Series paper. So this is free with a £45 spend, and Sale-A-Bration this year is running from the 5th of January to the end of February. Now I know it normally lasts longer, but this one's only going to be for 2 months, and there will be another Sale-A-Bration later in the year. So this is the paper. So this is one of the sets of paper that you can get for free. It's floral, but not so jazzy, but more of a modern floral than the more traditional floral. So I'll just quickly show you the colours. So we've got Rococo, we've got soft sea foam, seaside spray. So that's Rococo Rose, sorry. Petal Pink, Night of Navy, those are predominantly the colours in there. Oh, and Old Olive. So we've got flowers and geometric stripes of sorts, circles, spots, whatever you want to call them, and like a chevron. More flowers and stripes. This is the paper that I'm using today for my card. So I'm using this, and you'll just get to see a little bit of that. More of a pink background, and then very jazzy small flowers, white flowers, and seaside spray on a night of navy background. Now this paper, and you'll see it, when will you see it? Oh, for those of you who've subscribed to my newsletter, you will see this at the weekend, because I've another project to share that I've made using this. And the nice thing about this is that the dies that you can buy singly or in the bundle, the dies are called pierced blooms, and they look like this. And some of these dies actually coordinate with the paper. It does take a little bit of fiddling, but there you go. You can see, so you can use that to cut things out. So we've got the larger flowers, we've got the smaller. We have, so that one has a die. So there's a few dies that will work on here. You can cut out the leaves using a die. So the project that I'm sharing on Saturday, I was actually very frugal with my paper. I didn't go for the biggest complete flowers in the middle. I actually used ones along the edge and then hid the not so good edges. So but you'll see that. So if you subscribe to my newsletter, you'll see that on Saturday. If you don't subscribe to my newsletter and you want to, then there's actually a subscribe button on this Facebook page. So please do. I should show you the rest of the dies really. Oops, sorry. So there's all sorts of, there's a little label. Some of the dies, you'll find that there are 2 of them together. They do cut individual ones. So you've got 2 there, 3 there, 2 there. And then these are centres of flowers. And then some of them you've got duplicates of. But I thought, oh, they're duplicates, but then I realised actually it's got left and right. So, but there's a duplicate of that one. And I think there's a duplicate of a single leaf. Maybe not, actually. But anyway, yeah, so, and they all have this lovely stitched effect on them. So you'll see that all in a minute. So I've actually gone ahead and pre-cut all my paper and cardstock. It looks a lot. Oops, there's a stray die there. Better put that in the packet before I forget it and lose it. So I've decided to go for Night of Navy base cards. So I've got my 3 base cards. I've cut 3 pieces of, well, this is Whisper White. Sadly, it's sold out. And we're now waiting for the first lot of basic white to arrive. For those of you who haven't heard or seen, the sadly the paper mill that produces the Whisper White paper and the envelopes and basically anything that's Whisper White, the mill that's in the States has sadly had to close. I think the effect of COVID over there just meant that it wasn't a viable business anymore. So, yeah, we don't actually have any Whisper White anymore, which is really, really sad because I really like it. And it's a nice smooth cardstock. And, of course, it stamps. All the stamps on it work brilliantly. Anyway, so I've got my 3 pieces of Whisper White. I've already gone ahead and I have, cut and embossed 3 pieces of Rococo Rose. Now I've used the Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder. Don't know if you can see the detail on this, but I figured the flowers are actually kind of like the flowers that are on the paper, so I thought I would coordinate it. I've got my 3 pieces of Designer Series paper. So all the cutting sizes for these are actually on last night's Facebook post, so you'll be able to find them there. But it's a basic Night of Navy. So this is a basic C6 card. So you start off with A4 and cut it in half. So it's 14.9 by 21, and then score at 10.5. And then all these three pieces are all the same size, which is, excuse me, 14.4 by 10, and that's all in centimetres, not inches. I'd be a bit worried if it was in inches because it'd be a massive card. So what I've gone ahead and done as well is I've die cut various flowers. So this is what I was saying about the fact that the dies actually give a little stitched effect on the flowers and on the leaves. You do need to be careful taking some of them out. These came out no problem. In fact, they actually stuck to my my clear plate. These ones did get, I wouldn't say they were stuck, but they fitted quite snugly in the die itself. So and there are holes that you can put your pokey tool or whatever it is that you use to poke it out. But this little end bit, sometimes a little bit of it gets left behind. So I've got one here. That one, yeah, it was a bit scraggly, but it's okay because you're not actually going to see that bit. So I've got all sorts of bits and pieces. So I've got my petal pink, I've got Rococo Rose, and I've got Night of Navy. So that's those. Now obviously that's for my focal point, so you can use whatever it is that you have for your focal point, be it flower, paper, stamped image which you fussy cut. I also went ahead and cut some squares and circles because I wasn't sure what I was going to do to actually mount those. So that's what I've done. So we're going to start off with our, actually I don't even need these at the moment, 3 base cards, so I'm just going to fold them, put them to one side. I will put photos of the finished cards up in an album on the Facebook page, so you'll be able to see what I actually made. I don't need the innies either. So right, let's make a start. So the intention is that we're going to make some fun fold cards. Now I just wanted to double check which way I had the paper because I didn't really want it to be going upside down. Right. Okay, so the first one, what I'm going to do is, she says, looking for a pencil. Looking for a pencil and a ruler. So I'm going to mark on the actual front. I can hear disgust now because I'm actually marking on the front. So I'm going to mark in a pencil. So 5.5 centimetres along from the top right hand corner, and then I'm also going to turn, and then I'm just going to mark effectively 5.5 centimetres down like that. Now you can use a scoring tool, or actually I just like to use my ruler. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold this over like so. Now that's only a small part, so let's see how much of that will we see. Maybe I should have gone a bit more, so ignore the 5.5. We're going to go bigger. We're going to go, let's go 7. That's really adventurous. So 7 centimetres along and 7 centimetres down. Probably gone too big now, but I told you I'm winging it. So again, I'm just going to fold that down. And I'm going to just make sure there's a good crease in that. So that's going to go down on here. And you can fold it right down, and then you won't see your pencil marks either. So this needs to be fixed down, so I'm just going to use a glue dot. You can glue it if you want to, but I think a glue dot is more than sufficient to do that. So basically when you glue this onto here, you will see some of your embossed paper, cardstock I should say, and then this will sit on here like so. So then this here, this corner here, becomes your focal point. So that's kind of one of them, just the beginnings. The second one is along similar lines. So what you're going to do is you're going to mark down, so we know it's 40, well let's call it 14, 14.4, so you want to mark at 7.2 down here, like that, and 7.2 here, just on that side. And then you want to draw, what she says, you know it's 10 across, so I only want it to go, let's see, is that actually straight? Can't see for looking. There. The light in here is not brilliant, especially because it's a bit dreary out. Just going to draw a faint pencil line. She says it's actually got, it's a bit darker than I really wanted. So I want that to be seven and a half. I think that's what we did on the other one. No, I'm going to go 6.5. Thinking about it because we don't want it going over. So you can either use your trimmer or you can just get a pair of good paper snips out and you're just going to cut along that line like that. And then we're going to get our trusty ruler out again, and we're just going to simply use it to fold over the edges. So we're going to go from the point where the cut ends to the top and bottom points on the right hand side. So you're going to end up with a piece of paper that looks like that. And again, when you put that on here, you will see, so you've got a nice amount of embossed cardstock showing. So again, you want to hold these down. So glue dots are fine. You don't really want them to be folded down completely flat. So I kind of just move it in slightly so that it has a slight lift on it, like that. So that will then get glued to here. So I hope you're all with me. Can someone give me a thumbs up and say yes, no, or whatever? Not that I'll probably see the thumbs up until about 10 minutes time because of the internet being so rubbish. But anyway, so that will then be the second card. And the third card, I'm going to do this as a, I don't know what to call it, whether it's call it a ray or what. So I'm going to go, and I would actually recommend that you use a trimmer for this one. From one there to, let's see, 3. So you want to do 3 on that bottom left corner. So you want to do 3 centimetres up and 3 centimetres along. And then the top right corner, you want to do 1 centimetre along and 1 centimetre down, so from the top left. And then I'm going to get a trimmer. So what you want to do is you want to line up the marks that you've made. So you're going to that top one. So the 1 centimetre mark along goes to the 3 centimetre up. So we're going to go left to right. Cut that out. And then we're going to go the other way. So we're going to cut out. So this time it's going to go from 1, which is there, to there. So this piece you don't actually need. Kind of looks like a tie, but these are the 2 pieces that you need, because so you're going to put this in on, I should say, like so. I obviously wasn't watching long enough, so I'm hoping that you're all keeping up with this. So that's going to be the 3rd front. Like that. So all we need to do now for just doing the card fronts is to glue these together. Try not to get these bits muddled up. And in fact, you have to remember also, which I nearly didn't do, it was to remove any pencil marks if there's one on there. I think I might have got away with it. Right. So we're going to glue these. Now you're gluing the paper to the embossed cardstock, so you need to it may take a little bit more glue than normal. So that's the first piece. How are we doing for time? My goodness, half an hour's gone already nearly. Time flies. Oh. Oh. Right, hopefully that'll be under the paper, but no, my luck, it won't be. So we're going to put that on, line it all up with the edges, which is where wet glue comes in handy, because then you can actually move things around. You've got the wiggle room. If you use tape, it's kind of, once it's down, it's down. Now, I know I have somewhere an eraser. It's good for getting glue off. I don't want my card sticking to that. I mean, I could just go and put another piece over the top. But, right, let's double check, make sure there's nothing overhanging. No, we're fine. So that is going to get put on that card front. So you can glue it flat, or you can add it with dimensionals. It's entirely up to you. So I'm actually going to add it with dimensionals. Maybe the others I'll put, not dimensionals, glue. I might use the dimensionals with the others. So that's that. And that's one. This was the second card. So again, going to need a fair amount of glue to hold on to that embossed piece. I know I normally say less is more, but in this instance, because you really want to make sure that the points do stick down. It's nothing worse than having your corners starting to... I've not much luck with this today. Really cack-handed. Hey-ho. Do as I say, not as I do, basically. So that's going to go on there like that. I'm just going to use my bone folder, I think, to make sure that's down in the corner. Bone folders are very handy now, that one's... Oops. Let's make sure that goes into the corner. So, there we go. Oh, where's that scrap bit of... I don't know about you, but I always end up with bits stuck to good paper so that I don't end up having things glued to it. So that's going to go on that one. And so this one I'm going to put on with dimensionals, which are... Yeah, I knew I had them. So once you've decided what you want to do by way of cutting your 10 by 14.4 piece of double-sided paper, how you then go on to finish it off and is entirely up to you. Oh, look, there's a conversation going on. It's amazing who you meet and find on Facebook. So this is the second one. Because I've used dimensionals, it's just going to be a case of once it's down, it's down. You can move things around, but you kind of have to be careful. And then the first one that I started with, sorry, I'm just going to... I have to say, I got this eraser when Stampin' Up were doing them, and it is a godsend. And I really don't know why they stopped, but I guess it's because you can actually get them elsewhere. But so, more gluing. Let's see if I can actually do this without dropping it. Probably jinxed it now. It's still got glue on it somehow anyway. Now, why is this slightly longer? If you do use that eraser, what you want to do is you want to make sure that the glue is dry before you start erasing it. Just trim that bit off. There you go. And I think I'm going to glue this one direct to the card front. So once you've done these, you just need to decide where you're going to put your focal point for the card and what shape. So this one kind of lends itself to be a square. And I don't know, do I go for Night of Navy like that, or do I go for white? So you can start with, but then if I do that, then you won't be able to see the leaves. Let's throw something else at it. So I've got some of these square vellum doilies. So I'm just going to put one of those on because that will soften the Night of Navy a bit. So I just need to, so they come already pierced. Sometimes you just need to knock a couple out or bits out, but it's not hard. So that's kind of softened it down a bit, so that's good. And then the flowers, so let's see, we'll do that one. That one. I had originally intended that I was going to do these so that they were layered, but I'm not sure that they work. So I'm just going to do this for the time being. And you could just do the one flower in the middle. It's really up to you. And this is something that you could end up faffing around with for I don't know how long. So I'll probably do something like that, and then I'll finish it off later and you can see the finished. And then obviously if you want to add a sentiment, then you can do so. So that's kind of how I'm going to go with that one. This one, let's see, I might just go with a, so you can push it up right to the corner, you can bring it down. So this one again, you can go anywhere you want with this. Let's see, oh, that's the biggest one. And also, of course, being cardstock, you can just get your bone folder and add a little bit of dimension to the petals by just simply bending them. So actually I'm going to use 2 of these, I think, rather than using a different one. I offset them. So it'll be kind of like that. With the Night of Navy middle. I might have to go and cut some more leaves, but I'm not going to bore you with that because I could be here all day doing that. So I think I'm going to do that with that one, and then I'll sort out my sentiment. And then the third one, do I want, you see that's squares I don't think are right for this. So I thought I don't know, I've got a white circle. Maybe I'll do a white circle. And oops, I've got everything sticking to everything now. Hey ho. So as I said, Sale-A-Bration goes live next on the 5th, which is Tuesday. So I will actually do a Facebook Live on Tuesday and a walk through the catalogue, both the Sale-A-Bration and the mini catalogue. Yeah. So I think this one I might end up putting 3 flowers on it. Let's see. Don't know. I'll put these on. So I'm not going to stick them down just yet. As I said, there's a fair amount of faffing and leaves to be added and all sorts of bits and pieces. But I think you get the general gist of it. And I know I've got some more middles because I cut a lot of them. Lucky that you cut 2 at a time, so you're not actually standing there or sitting, depending on where you've got your die cutting machine. So that really is all I have to share with you today. As I said, I will I'll finish these off, put them on the Facebook page, and it'll be in an album. So which one? So that was the first one we did. That one was the second one we did. Now when you come to, because this is not flat, you might want to put double height dimensionals behind this. It's really up to you. I may even change that out for a different colour, I don't know. I quite like the white. So yeah, so that was the first one, that was the second one, and that was the third one. So it's all from the same kit, with the exception of the flowers, obviously. But I've kept that in the same colours that is actually on the paper. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I will be back next Tuesday with a walk through the catalogue, and then Wednesday with first card in a cuppa of the new year. Wow. Kits are going out today for those of you who ordered them. There's still plenty of time to order February's kits. That doesn't close until middle to tail end of January. I'm really hoping that the post is going to play ball, and it shouldn't take more than a week for things to get to you. If I get it first class today, then you should have them end of the week, Saturday, maybe even Monday. Thank you, Debbie. So I shall love you and leave you. Happy stamping. I think Louise left a message, and I'll reply to you on that in a minute, if that's okay with Louise. I'll just put a comment on your comment. All right then, so take care, and Happy New Year to you all, and I'll see you on the other side. Take care. Bye.